Okay, hello, welcome back. For the people who don't know, I keep forgetting to do this. My name is Jessana. I mostly live stream and or record myself playing visual novels. So I did start doing that with Mass Effect, the original trilogy, and I need to get back to that. But that's for later Jessana, future Jessana. For now, we are working on a visual novel called A Summer's End, Hong Kong 1986. It's about two women who meet and have to negotiate their relationship in 1980s Hong Kong, as the title implies. Last time, they visited the one woman's mother's grave. And paid their respects, and the other woman wanted to stay and watch the stars come out. Fortunately, clouds rolled in and obscured their view of the stars, but they did eventually manage to see the Milky Way. And then they went back to the first woman's apartment and spent the night together. And the interesting thing is about the second woman is she lives with her mother, who is very strict and conservative. And this is the 1980s, so it's not like she has a cell phone that she can use to keep in touch with her mom. And so her mom doesn't know where she is at this point, and I have a feeling that's going to come into play. So, with that being said, let's get this show on the road. I woke up in Sam's room. It was a warm summer morning. A small metal fan was oscillating back and forth, blowing balmy air onto our sweaty bodies. I must have laid awake for an hour on Sam's bed. Sam's arms were languidly wrapped around me. Her long hair was tangled with my hair, and her legs were crossed with mine. I felt her slow breaths on my neck. She must be sound asleep. I tried to remain as still as possible as to not disturb her slumber. That's so sweet. I listened to the sounds of the morning. It was quiet outside. I couldn't make out any noises or voices from neighboring apartments or from the street below. People seemed slow to get up this morning. It's a summer morning. Who wants to get up? Especially since it's apparently humid in Hong Kong. Dry heat is bad enough, but when it's humid, I feel gross and sticky and ugh. I was left alone with the clarity of my own thoughts all the while Sam softly slept. It was dim inside Sam's room. As time passed by, the light of the sun eventually passed through the buildings unobstructed and penetrated through the apartment bedroom window. The morning light was not gentle. I felt Sam stirring from her sleep, and once she wakes, I would have to take my leave. It's so pretty. Yeah, this is Sam here, and this is Michelle. This is who we're playing as, is Michelle. We're doing this from her point of view. She looks so sad. Michelle? Michelle? Michelle, I like you. I felt her embrace around me tighten. My chest felt pained. I had to fight back tears. I should not feel like this. I had to be stern for my own sake. What happened last night? It was a one-time thing. I knew in my heart that anything more between us was impossible. I already told Sam. She should know this too. Sam brushed back my hair. Her eyes met with mine. I could not let it be more than this. I had to push her away. No! No! Sam, I have to go. Michelle. Please, Michelle. spend the day together. Don't be quiet like this. Talk to me. I can't be like this with you. No, so painful. Sam, I just can't. Michelle, please, Sam. Any more than this, we just can't. Michelle, I'm going to get dressed. I got out of her bed, picked up my clothes that had been discarded in haste the night prior. I kept my back towards Sam. I didn't want her to see my expression. Whatever she was thinking, I did not want to know either. Idiots! I didn't know what had gotten over me last night. I had never done such a thing with anyone, and I never thought I'd be a person who would. I'd always been a reserved and self-controlled person. I would always do my tasks accurately and diligently. No matter how tired I was, I'd finish whatever task that was expected of me. I wasn't someone who would let myself be consumed by passion. I smoothed out my shirt before putting it on. It had been tangled with Sam's denim jacket that laid on the floor. In the right mind, I would never discard even a worn sock on the floor and let it get dirty. Why did I do such a thing with Sam? An answer floated up from my subconscious and lingered in my mind. I dared not to even have the thought be uttered. I was frightened by myself. That's why Sam and Michelle fit together. They balance each other out. I did something wrong. Something shameful. I had to face my own wrongdoing and go. There's no possibility of anything working out between this one night. Sam had her thoughts and her own feelings. She lived her life the way she wanted to, and I had my own life to live as well. You can live together! If I get caught up in her life any more than this, we would just hurt each other more. I wasn't compatible with her lifestyle, and she wasn't compatible with mine. There's no way out of this other than for me to leave. I had put on my shoes. I was about to take my leave. Sam stood at the door. I tried not to look into her eyes. I have to go back home now. Can I walk you out? Just like that? Sam, it's okay. I can see myself out. Michelle. Sam, last night, it was something I didn't expect to happen. Michelle, I can't. I really can't. It can't be more than this. Michelle, can we talk about it a bit more? Sam, just talking with you, I can't. Please don't ask anything more than this. Stupid fingers. It's impossible between us. You're not even gonna try. I'm sorry, Sam. I'll be going now. I took the flight of stairs out of the apartment building. Every step I took created a loud echo of my footsteps. It was as if the narrow stairwell was amplifying my shame to the entire building. I didn't like it, but I preferred this over being alone in the elevator. I couldn't stand still in an enclosed space and be left to my thoughts. I needed to keep moving. I stepped out onto the street. I wanted to get lost in the crowd, but I was alone on the street. Of course! It was exceptionally humid outside. Mongkok on a cloudy day looked so unfamiliar. Without the neon light, bright sunlight to create contrasts of color, the gray concrete building seemed all too glum and empty. I suppose it was still early on a Sunday. The crowds were not yet out. This is true. Sunday is a day with its own certain melancholy. Neither like Monday nor Saturday. Sunday was a bookend to the work week hustle, but it's also the uncomfortable beginning of the next. I didn't like Sundays. I didn't like things that were halfway between something else. I stood on the side of the street and waited for a taxi. I was getting antsy. It seemed like an eternity while I waited. I felt a sprinkle of water from something above. I looked up. The gray sky seemed all too low and heavy above me. It was suffocating. I felt out of place to be alone on a street so quiet like this. It was as if I had stepped out into a world that I no longer recognized. And I saw it, in a shimmering flash of light. A white dragon appeared, his long body snaked through the dark clouds like ripples in the sky. He roared and fired his hot breath down from the heavens. I saw a taxi come my way. I better hurry home before I'm caught in a thunderstorm. I returned home in the afternoon. My shoes were scratched and dirtied. I had come home looking like a mess. I had once again left my blouse with Sam. I had forgotten to grab it on my way out. This time I had to treat it as a loss. There was no way I could go see her again. Mother? There was no answer. My mother appeared to be out. I felt relieved. I went to change and wash up before seeing her. On Sundays, she would usually attend church and then have tea with my extended family. I figured she might have gone out without me. I glanced around the kitchen. I noticed that there had been food poured down the sink. Oh boy. My mother I lied to her yesterday. I lied to her the other night before. I didn't come home last night when I said I would be home early. I promised to have dinner with her, but I broke my promise. I had done a terrible thing. Ching Fung Ha. My mother called out my full name with deliberate intensity. She appeared out of her bedroom. Her eyes looked red and swollen as if she had not slept the entire night prior. Mother, where have you been all night? And then what? And I had ended up making an overnight trip to Sai Kung. An overnight trip? It'll be the last time for me to see her. Overnight. It was a going away party. It went on very late. Anyway, I'm sorry for not telling you. Please don't be upset. Her mother has every right to be upset, but just please tone it down. I'm not trying to be upset. I'm just worried about you. I know. You are still young. You should be careful. Careful? Of your reputation. I was married to your father and had you when I was your age. You won't get men of quality if you go looking for it in the wrong places. And you certainly won't find respect either. I'm not talking more about whatever you did last night. I just want you to know that I'm disappointed in you. Mother, honestly, comprehensible distance for any mortal being. distance between us will only become greater over time. I can't. I just can't. Can't let myself be lost in something so senseless, so meaningless. It was one night's indiscretion, not anything more. I've worked so hard to build up the life that I have now. I couldn't let it be changed by something that was never supposed to be away. I need to prepare. Taking a hot shower. I get her situation completely, just so people understand, but the romantic in me is just like, no, don't stop, don't push her away. But, I think this is really the first time she's confronted anything like this, and so it's understandable that she would be afraid and pull away. And given the time that this is happening, it is a risk to both of them, but especially Michelle. Sam's father obviously doesn't seem to mind. He seems to like Michelle, in fact. So it's really Michelle's mother that we have to worry about. And I honestly, I don't think that's going to end well. So it's a matter of, does she please her mother, or does she do what's best for her? After a long day of keeping myself busy, I threw myself onto my bed and shut my eyes tight. There is nothing else left to do other than to surrender my thoughts to the void. Try as I might, I couldn't fall asleep. My thoughts persisted to cycle back and forth between memory and regret. I wanted to turn my mind off. I didn't want to think about anything anymore. There was already enough on my mind to think about. To think about Sam, I couldn't. It pained me too much just to think about it. I wished for the long night to come to me soon. Rewind. Hey, when are you going back to your work? Oh, so... Wait, we're doing this from Sam's point of view? What? Dad, the World Cup comes only once every 4 years. I don't have sports cable. And you're my only father in this world. Can't I spend some time with you? Huh? What are you saying? I'm worried about your future. You think your tapes can keep selling forever? I keep telling you to sell more Cantonese opera recordings. I do have them, but I want to focus more on specific films, though. You're in the tourist area. How about getting in those dubbed versions of Bruce Lee movies? Your brother is doing well for himself teaching Kung Fu in San Francisco. He's got Americans calling him master. Isn't that great? Yes, that's great. I don't get why you keep all those old foreign movies. People in Hong Kong want to see action films, or something sexy, or something with a bit of both. Be smarter and more serious about your business. I am serious. I'm trying to curate something different. It's not like I'm doing poorly. I'm making money, more than you think. Alright. But don't you think this evening hour is important for business? Why don't you consider hiring someone to help then? Why don't you have your shop open? Well, I'm watching a football game right now. Huh? Aren't you as bad as me now? It's not like I closed up my shop completely. If someone wants my services, they just need to give me a shout. Excuse me. Huh? What was that? Someone's knocking. You have a customer. Oh. Is anyone there? Since you're here, can you get the gate opened up for me? Okay. Oh. First sight of Michelle. When I first met Michelle, I was charmed at first glance. I like women with sharp eyes. When they look at you with that piercing gaze, I get goosebumps. Anyway, that's probably why when I saw Michelle looking back at me with those eyes, seeing her dressed to the nines in a pressed blazer suit and her feet adorned haphazardly with a pair of pink sandals, I have to say it left quite an impression in my mind. I couldn't help myself to tease her a little. It's in my nature. I can't change this part about myself. Excuse me? Oh, a customer. Wait just a moment. Is she a regular customer? That's none of your business. I got work to do. It's about time you get going. Am I bad in your way? Please go. I'm getting hungry anyway. If you're chasing me away, I'll get dinner. I'm not chasing you away. Hey, if you're so free right now, help me pick up some takeout food. What do you want? Anything is fine. Western style or Chinese? Western. Get me a chef salad. Okay, 1 chef salad. Anything else? Oh, since you're coming back, can you pick up some crickets? Huh? For your prized Oscar fish? Yes, he's starving for live food. Why can't you just throw in some cockroaches off the street instead? They're free. That's disgusting. My poor fish. Don't they eat bugs? Crazy. Cockroaches will kill it. I'm not feeding something so dirty to my fish. If it's that troublesome, just feed it flake food. What? You don't understand. My fish is a primal animal. A predator needs to hunt to satisfy his instinct to live. Alright, I'll get it. Anything else you want me to pick up? Oh, get me a can of Coke on your way back. Alright. I don't always go see my dad. From time to time we might meet to have dinner, otherwise we don't see each other much. My dad never really knew how to be a dad. When I was a teenager, I got the idea that I didn't want to be the moral compass in my life anymore. So I moved out. I learned that so long as my dad didn't know about my business, he had no complaints. Age and time might have softened him, but his heart is still old and conservative. If we were ever together too long, we were bound to argue. It was better for both of us to continue living apart. That's fair. We could live our own lives separately without much intrusion. He had enough to worry about already. He does not need a daughter like me burdening him. Today I just got a feeling my dad might have been lonely. Summertime brings about a certain melancholy in my household. And I bet I know what about summer does that. I went to a nearby pet store. It was on the way to the restaurant that I quite liked. What I needed to pick up here for my dad was some fish food. I asked the store attendant for a bag of crickets. I also grabbed a container of fish pellets for good measure. That should make my dad happy. I knew he loved watching his fish feed. Curiously, I spotted the same office lady from earlier. She was looking at the goldfish. She appeared lost in thought in front of the tank. I wondered what she was thinking about. I would say I am a careful person. A very cautious person, even. I know the cues of social conduct. I certainly wouldn't stick my nose in a stranger's business without good reason. Yet there was something drawing me to keep looking her way. Something about the way she gazed at the goldfish in the aquarium had me feel oddly nostalgic. There was a time in the past when my dad would have brought me to the same pet store. I wasn't even tall enough to look into the fish tanks then. He would have lifted me up onto his shoulders to let me look at all the fancy goldfish. I would look at them with innocent wonder and awe. That was a long time ago. Was she reminiscing a similar memory, I wondered? I know. It wasn't my place to ask. It just felt like the world was a little smaller that night. Michelle Fong Ha Ching. I regretted that I didn't leave Michelle my number. It was on the tip of my tongue when I was sending her off the other night. Why didn't I push to say it? I was playing it too cool, I thought. I was never shy about this kind of stuff, but I really should have given her my contact at that moment. Oh well. I was moping all day about it in the store. It was a typical day for me, business as usual. I would open the store at noon. The first few hours were usually quite slow. It's usually not until late afternoon when people would start to stream in after their school or work. Things would then pick up, and it would stay pretty steady until I closed the store for the night. It was mid-afternoon when I got a familiar visitor. It was Cecilia. She drops in at my store from time to time to chit-chat. Sometimes it was just to catch up, and sometimes it was to solicit me to spend money at her bar. It usually was a bit of both. She rarely had an interest in movies. Cecilia owns a bar that's quite popular for girls in the know. I haven't visited her bar recently. There was no particular reason why I haven't gone. I haven't been feeling up to it. Probably made Cecilia feel worried. Cecilia is like a sister and mentor figure to me. She'd been with me through some love-struck pining and love-lorn heartbreak. She had seen me at my best and she had seen me at my worst. That kind of friend. Cecilia was probably the only person I trusted enough to talk to her about my personal issues. When things weren't good with my dad those odd years ago, she helped me find work and a place to stay. I used to be so headstrong, especially when it came to anything about what my dad had to say. If I hadn't met her, I'm not sure where I would have ended up. Samantha! Don't forget to come by tonight. I have performers. I need a big crowd to keep the energy. Of course I won't forget. I wouldn't have dressed up otherwise. You better come. I haven't seen you come by at all these days. Did something happen to you? Not really. I've been busy with the video store, and I haven't been really feeling it. Is that really so? Not feeling it? Coming from you? Don't tell me the diamond's losing its shine. I don't know. I guess I'm getting older. You're joking. You're so young. I have white-haired ladies that still drop by from time to time. Tell me, is there someone there you're trying to avoid? No. Then why have you been sighing all this time? There must be something on your mind. Really? Have I sighed that much? You have? Is it Mabel? She doesn't work at Ruby anymore. No, there's nothing like that between us anymore. Then what is it? I met this woman. Oh ho, and that's it. That's it? Unusual of you to be this pitiful. What is she like? Do I know her? Her name is Michelle. I don't think you know her. She's an office lady. I met her the other day when she was getting her shoes fixed at my dad's store. I didn't really get her contact or anything, but I think we had hit it off pretty well. Huh? When did you like vanilla flavor? What? Don't say that about Michelle. Are you delusional? What happened to you? What is it? Let me tell you as your sworn sister, don't get your hopes up. And OL wouldn't want to have anything to do with you. Fun and games, maybe, but I don't think it will be anything more. In fact, someone with an appearance like that is more dangerous than you think. Just because you've had bad experiences doesn't make it universal. I'm teaching you a lesson. Alright, let's see about it then. I think it's something. Something in your head. Well, I'll believe it when I see it. Okay. You're sure confident. It's not like that. I feel we connect. When we talk, I get a good feeling. I know we just met. It's hard for me to explain it. The feeling I have is like one of those stick-on pads for back pain. It starts off icy cold and then gets really hot. You know, the ones you buy in the bright drugstores. I know exactly what she's talking about. I think it's like that. If you need medicine, you should try the Chinese herbs that I recommend instead. More trustworthy. I don't get why you like this type. I don't know. She seems to me like a straightforward person, but I feel she has something quite interesting underneath her exterior. I want to get to know the person underneath, and I feel she's interested in me like that too. Huh? Is that so? I'm surprised. I have never seen you like this before. Okay, hang on. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, I'm enjoying that we're getting to see the side of things. So, the bit in the apartment, I'm dreading it a little. Don't cry to me when you get heartbroken. I'll try not to. Well, if you do end up heartbroken, I really don't mind if you come to me. One of these days, you have to take me up on a trip to Brazil. Brazil? That's too expensive for me. I never asked you to spend your money. Just hold my bags and take some photos for me, alright? Cecilia. Well, I'd love to chat more, but I better get going. I'll see you tonight. Alright. You better come or else. Sure. Bye-bye, big sis. I know Cecilia was only looking out for me. It was a long shot for me to meet Michelle again. It was a big, big world, and I got nothing else that connected me to Michelle. But somehow, by the luck of the gods, Michelle really did come by to see me. I hope this little miracle didn't use up whatever luck I had recently. Cecilia would be surprised, I bet. Couldn't wait to let her know. She's my closest friend. I wonder what she'll think. I haven't felt so anxiously worked up about something in such a long while. Oh boy. I think this is after their first kiss. Always dance on the fine line of subtlety between intent and indecision. Such is the reality of living between the margins of good and poor society. I knew in my gut I could not and should not push more than this. But was I in the wrong? Was I overthinking? Was it all a personal delusion? I know I haven't made my intentions clear, and neither did Michelle. There was an etiquette to follow in everything. If only I'd been a man, it would have been all too evident. Some people prefer things like lukewarm water, but I couldn't stand it. Give me something ice cold or scalding hot, indigestion be damned. I suppose, though, if I were a man, someone like Michelle would have never gone along with me. What do you do? My mother in heaven, I'm sorry. You're watching over an errant daughter. Please, if you are hearing my prayers, please give me the strength and courage to live out the best and most righteous life. I watched Michelle dial a number from my phone. I was cool, as composed as the ocean. Okay, so the kiss hasn't happened yet. Okay. Michelle would call for a ride home, and I would return to the sea. But it wasn't as if fish were without desire. There we go. There's the kiss. It happened organically. A first kiss. I admit the ambiance wasn't quite romantic. The lighting did not really bring out the most flattering complexion in either of us. I could hear the Fong's loud talking again. The smell of Auntie Lee's cooking next door was a temptation of its own. But it was sweet, our kiss. And it was real. Michelle, I don't know any other way to convey my feelings to you. Please, if you're going to push me away, do it now. Michelle quietly accepted the kiss. It was a tender moment we shared. When I opened my eyes, Michelle looked away from me. She pushed me aside, gathered her belongings, and left without another word. Michelle is a person within the margins of society. I was thinking that she might have felt differently about me, though I knew from the beginning that it would be difficult for someone like her to accept such a thing. The idea of romance between two women had probably never crossed her mind before. Most likely. Yeah, it sure seems that way. Would you want more than this? Would you want to pursue this further? Michelle left the apartment in a rush. When I saw her leave in a taxi from my balcony window, it had hurt. It had hurt so much. I didn't know if I would see her again. I wish sometimes that it wasn't like this. Mother in heaven, I become a wayward daughter. I was 12 years old when I had my first period. When I told my brother about it then, he said I should talk to my dad instead. I think I was right about that age myself. When I told my dad, he said I should go to the drugstore to get medicine. When I asked the man at the drugstore counter what medicine I should get for bleeding, he told me to go to the hospital. I was scared. I really thought that I was going to die and join you in heaven, you know. I told this whole story to the nurse at the hospital reception. She just laughed and handed me a sanitary pad. She said that I was an adult now and that I just had to get used to monthly bleeding. I realized then that I was different from my brother and father in terms of treatment and biology. And I think since then, I became conscious of myself. I wanted to be the daughter that I imagined you would have wanted. I really did. But things sometimes don't go the way you want it to go. I remember when I was 13, when all my friends were talking about their crushes, I couldn't join in on their conversation. I felt I was no longer growing up along with them at the same pace. I was first among them to get my period, but I was last to feel a simple crush. How could that be? They said I was a late bloomer. But years had passed, and I could never really bring myself to like another boy. It troubled me. If I couldn't find a boy that I liked, how would I be able to get married and become a good mother like yourself someday? The thought troubled me deeply then, and then it happened. When I was 16, a girl in my class said she liked me, and I liked her back. Simple as that, it just felt right. Maybe I was born with this wayward spirit. I don't know why I had this inclination in me. Was I a bad person? Was I in the wrong? In the end, I decided it wasn't anything to be ashamed about. It was too much to think about. I never meant to hurt anyone, especially not you and not Dad. Our mother, oh mother in heaven, I know you're always watching me from above. Please don't think that it was your fault or your absence that made me become this way. I hope you can see this from above and understand, Mother. So, yeah, she had her conflict about it already. Problem is, Michelle hasn't yet. So, Michelle has to deal with that now, while Sam dealt with it earlier. Please forgive me if I've made you sad. I'm doing my best to be a good, honest person for myself and everyone. I wasn't a good daughter to my father, but things between us aren't so bad anymore. It has been 10 years since then. Looking back, I can't believe I still did that, leaving home the way that I did when I was still fresh from high school. My brother had already left for America. It was just me and my dad at home at that time. I had gotten into a big argument with my dad. He did not agree with my after-school activities or the relationships I chose to pursue. It wasn't normal for a girl my age to leave home, but it felt as if I had no other choice then. I couldn't bear it to be shamed and berated by my own flesh and blood day after day. So rather than bending to my father's will, I left home. I'd be like my brother and live my own life. I had a hard time making it out there on my own at first. Baby Sam, oh my goodness. She's so pretty. I spent many sleepless nights wandering the city. I hadn't quite finished high school, so I had a hard time finding a job that could afford much of anything. I was running out of money fast, and all I took with me was a bag of clothes and whatever cash I could find in the house. Odd jobs here and there weren't enough to cover my living expenses. I rotated places where I could spend the night. I stayed with friends sometimes. Other times I slept in hostels and cheap hotels. I definitely did not consider going back to my dad as an option then. It was pure luck that I met Cecilia. At that time, she was the manager of a bar that I stumbled upon. Something about her particular bar made me feel that it wasn't a bad place to be. So I walked up to her and asked for a job. Of course, I was rejected. But I had a strong feeling about her. Something told me that Cecilia was someone who changed the direction of my life. I came back every night to see her. And you could say the rest was history. Good evening, gorgeous. You again. I have a name, you know. And there's young Cecilia. Definitely 70s style here. Just the whole vibe that's definitely very 70s. Beautiful? The nerve of you. For you, it's Miss Cecilia Cortez. Yes, miss. So, what is it? I just want to talk to you. Talk again? How many times do I have to tell you? There's no positions here for you. It's not about that. I want to get to know you. Huh? Young girl, you're out of your league. I am? Look at yourself. Showing up here in a girls' school uniform? You're giving your school a bad reputation. What are you trying to pull coming here dressed like that? You think this is a daycare? Well, I am looking for extracurricular learning. Can you at least change out before coming here? People will think I'm intentionally letting in underage kids. I don't have any other clothes right now. Alright. I'll hear you out, but not in here. I don't want anyone to think we're up to some funny business. Huh? I'm 18, you know. What? You look like you're 13. Show me your identity card. I forgot it. Hey, that's illegal, you know. What's so funny? I'm happy to finally sit down with you. It's like I'm dining with an angel. An angel? You look like a Charlie's Angel. Your hairstyle is just like Farrah Fawcett's. It's like the real Farrah is in front of me. Oh, so you recognize my beauty, huh? Yes, you could be a movie star. You're so cheeky. Don't think you'll get far with flattery alone. Yes, miss. You sure have an attitude. So, where do you live? I'm staying with a friend right now. How much money do you have? Huh? I have some money. Order what you want. This meal is on me. Stupid. Who are you calling stupid? A baby-faced girl like you will get kidnapped off the streets. If you're going to be independent, you have to be smart about it. That's why I came to see you. What? You can get work anywhere. Don't keep bothering me and my establishment. It has to be with you. Say that again? I get a good feeling with you. The lights, the music, the people. It's comforting to me. I feel really good to be there. That's all. I want to learn from you. And learn how to create such a place for myself. You're strange. I guess. Are you still in school? No, I finished. I see. Can you speak English? I can. Say something. Hello, how are you? Are you visiting Hong Kong? No, sir, you cannot have a photo with me. Huh? Good enough, I suppose. How about your math? I'm an 8th grade student. What's 14 times 12 minus 18? Gosh. I'm curious. I'm gonna try to figure that out. $150, and that is correct. I just worked that out myself before moving on. That's elementary. Anyone would know that. You know, I was top of my class for math. A lot of people ask me to be their tutor. Okay. I have a cousin who needs some help at a record store. I assume you could pick up some shifts, right? Yes. Good. I'll put in a good word for you. Thank you. Is that all the gratitude you have for me? Can't I work for you? That again. Come back to me with a few more years under your belt. What can you do at the bar? I could be the bartender. You can drink? I can. What do you even know about bartending? I can make you a drink. Oh, what will you make? I'll make something suitable for an adult like you. Between the sheets. What a precocious little girl you are. You're still a diamond in the rough. Learn a thing or two from the real world first. A diamond in the rough? Don't look down on me because I'm so much younger than you. Maybe I'll take over your bar someday. Such an attitude. You know, I'm not that much older than you. How old are you then? I don't need to tell you. Okay, baby girl, your milk tea is here. Thank you. I promised Cecilia that I would work hard to repay her. I started working at the record store that she introduced to me. It took several years to save up enough money before I could open my own video store. The original record store had eventually closed down, and Cecilia acquired the lease on the space for a good price. Home video was taking off. I thought it'd be my opportunity to make it big. When they first heard about it, my dad and my brother had their doubts about the video store. It wasn't just about money. I had my own reasons why I wanted to run a video store. It was really hard. Even with Cecilia's help in the beginning, it was difficult to start a profit. Business was booming for so many people in the new decade, but for me, it seemed like I was going to be left behind in the dust. A few years later, Cecilia had turned the old punk bar into a shiny new disco. She threw a big party to celebrate its grand reopening. It was around the time I had just opened the video store. Nice. I like these outfits. Hey Samantha, what's got you looking so run down? I look run down? I guess I'm worn out from all the dancing. There were so many ladies keeping me on the dance floor. I finally got a chance to take a seat. You're so popular. People kept asking me the whole night, who's that sweet dancer? I thought I was supposed to be the star tonight. Eh? Really? Well, maybe now's the time you should hire me to work at your bar. I could be your star dancer. We could be famous. Huh? What's that crazy talk? What about your video store? Well, it's not like it's really doing that well. Maybe it'd be better to call it quits. Sorry, Cecilia. I didn't mean to always be depending on you. How many times have I have to tell you that it's not an issue? You think running a business will be that easy? I keep telling you that you have to give it more time. Don't get yourself down just yet. You're here. Let's have another drink together. Let's celebrate tonight. Come on, Samantha, you're a diamond. You have to let yourself shine. Cecilia, I don't know where I'd be without you. Thank you so much. You're really important to me. You're so grown up now. Look at you. I can't believe I first met you here in a girls' school uniform. Do you like my look tonight? Sure, better than before. Don't you think I match you now? What? Are you drunk? I'm taking that drink away from you. I'm only letting you drink Coke. Come on, Cecilia. Enough acting like a big sis. Why don't we dance the night away? Oh boy. A year later, I was able to turn things around with the video store. Though I'm still close with Cecilia, I never did get a chance to work with her. Funny how things go sometimes. It was Saturday morning. Usually I would be tending my shop on a Saturday, but I'd taken the day off as I had plans to meet my dad in Saikun. I heard my phone ring. Ring, ring, ring. Ring, ring, ring. Hello? Oh, Dad. Yes, I'm on my way. Oh, okay, I'll pick them up. You don't have to remind me. Okay, I'll see you soon. That outfit looks familiar. Just about to head out when my dad had called. He called to remind me about getting flowers on my way to meet him. He didn't have to remind me. I wouldn't have forgotten, especially for such an occasion. I heard the phone ring again. Ring, ring, ring. Again? When the phone sounded the second time, I let it keep ringing. My dad had a habit of calling back to nag me about some other thing. If anything, I was going to see my dad soon. I bet that other phone call was Cecilia. He could talk to me then when I saw him. I had to get going if he wanted me to meet him on time. I lived not far from the Prince Edward Street Flower Market. My mother used to bring me there a lot as a child. There were always a wide variety of flowers on display at the open-air market. From my earliest memory, I remember my mother had always kept a vase of flowers in our home. Flowers brighten the home and elevate the spirits, she said. My mother in my memory was someone who always put on a smiling face for everyone. I remember how satisfied she was to bring home a fresh bouquet of flowers. It was something that made her happy. I had gotten a bouquet of her favorite flowers. I was about to get on my bike and leave when my pager started beeping. I never thought I needed a pager, but it had been a gift from Cecilia. She said she needed to keep tabs on my whereabouts. I didn't like carrying it around at first, but now I admit it's quite useful to have. It had been Cecilia calling. She probably wanted to meet for dinner later. I'd call her back tonight. As I put the pager back into my pocket, the pager buzzed again. I should at least hear her message. It wasn't good to ignore Cecilia. Who knows, maybe the shop was on fire. I dialed from the nearest phone booth. Cecilia had left me a message. It's about Michelle. She said briefly that she had met up with Michelle and that Michelle was waiting for me in the store. What was this? Of all the days I actually have to be out. What should I do? I had a bit of time to spare. Oh, Mother, I'm sorry there's something else on my mind today. Please forgive your daughter's impure heart. She can't play around with games of romance for too much longer. Please understand, she's trying her best to live an authentic life. I like that she prays to her mom. I made my way back to the shop. I saw from afar that the gates were shuttered. Is Michelle still there? I saw someone standing alone in front of the store. Ah! It was none other than Michelle. I quickly parked my bike and ran towards her. Michelle! She turned around and her eyes met mine. Please, just for today, come away with me. I had brought Michelle to Sai Kung to visit my mother's grave. It was a special occasion. My mother is someone dear to me. I wanted Michelle to understand this side of me too. Afterwards, we had lunch in Sai Kung and we took a stroll around the town site. It was late afternoon when we finished looking around. When Michelle pointed out the sign for stargazing, I suggested that we go to a place where we could see the stars. I didn't want to go back just yet. I wanted to prolong the time we had together for as long as I could. Once we leave this place, would she still want to meet with me? I didn't know yet what she truly thought of me. It was selfish, I know. I didn't want to let go of her time just yet. We made our way through the mountain road and down to the beach. It was just the two of us alone that day. The weather was quite warm, but it was comfortable in the shade. We sat down in the shade of the trees and we looked out to the sea. Michelle placed a cool pack on my neck. It was a cute gesture. It felt nice. I wanted to lean against her, but I thought against it. I couldn't. There was an awkward tension between us. We talked together about this and that, but we both avoided talking directly about what we wanted to know most. Time was leisurely. As time passed by, I felt more at ease, and so did Michelle. We talked, we listened to the waves, felt at peace. I never felt such a feeling before with anyone. I didn't want the night to come so soon. Eventually, the sun came down slowly, and then one by one, stars appeared in the night sky. We gazed at the stars. Michelle was inquisitive. I wanted to share with her all that I knew, and I was curious to hear from her what she thought. Would we share the same ideas? The same dreams? The same desires? I felt Michelle lean against me. She rested her head on my shoulders. Aww. So cute. Michelle had fallen asleep on my shoulder. She slept soundly. She looked a little flushed. It had been a long day for us out in the sun. Her eyes fluttered in her sleep. I wondered if she dreamt a dream, which we know she did. I gazed at her sleeping face and wished upon the stars a small wish. I didn't want to ask too much. If I could be someone in Michelle's life, I'd be very happy. I didn't want to ask for more than that. I just want her to be happy. Oh, the sun's so gone. The clouds soon covered up the stars. The night couldn't last forever, and the dream would have to come to an end. It was late into the night. We had gone back to my apartment. Michelle had been quiet since we returned from the beach. The silent air persisted between us. In my limited years of wisdom, I learned the best thing to dispel tension was to eat. It's been a long day. Want me to put on a movie? Or are you hungry? We can get something to eat. There's still a lot of late night eateries open here. Sam, I'm not hungry. Oh. I wanted to know from Michelle what she felt about me. I had always been confident about my intuition, but I didn't want to ruin the already perfect day I had. I was content. I didn't want to push Michelle away again like I had done last time. Sam? Michelle? I felt Michelle hold on to me from behind. I turned to face her. She asked me quietly with anticipation in her voice, "How do you feel about me?" Forget it. It's nothing. I shouldn't hesitate. I should tell her how I felt. I like you. What do you mean? I would like it to be more than this. More? If it's something possible with you. It's impossible. We're both, just think, Michelle, look at me. I wanted to express what I couldn't say in words. Was it unfair to Michelle? I adore Michelle. I didn't want to make her unhappy. If I could ask one more thing, I wanted Michelle to want me too. I woke up with Michelle in my arms. The room where I normally slept alone was filled with her presence. Michelle slept in my arms. Her touch was warm and soft. The way her body rested against mine felt like we were made for each other. Would you want to eat breakfast with me? Would you want to spend the day with me? Oh boy. Michelle slept like an angel. I shouldn't wake her up just yet. It was sometime later in the morning that I felt Michelle fidgeting in my arms. She sighed softly. She must have been waking up. She turned to her side with her back towards me. Her tousled hair fell along her jawline and laid on her shoulders and neck. I wanted to trace my fingers along her bare skin. Michelle seemed so delicate in my arms. I wanted to hold her closer. I wanted to call out her name. Michelle? Michelle? Michelle, I like you. Michelle slowly turned to face me. I said to her what I felt sincerely from my heart. I wanted to cherish this time we had together. I brushed back the hair covering her eyes. I wanted to express to her my affection. I was bursting with happiness to be with her like this. Everything that had happened yesterday was so wonderful. Michelle struggled to say something. I had felt her stiffen in my arms. Her expression darkened. She looked teary-eyed. Did she not feel the same way? I have to go. Michelle. Please, Michelle. Please stay. We can spend the day together. Don't be quiet like this. Talk to me. I can't be like this with you. A pain had rung in my heart. I just can't. Michelle, don't, Sam. Any more than this. We can't. Michelle, I'm getting dressed. Suppose it couldn't be anything more than this. I watched Michelle dress quietly. I didn't want her to know that I was hurt. Michelle made her choice. I was losing her. What could I have done to stop her? I saw Michelle leave in a taxi from my balcony window. This time, bittersweet tears streamed from my eyes as I watched her leave. Had this heart-pounding romance come to a close already? I cried all that morning. Michelle calmly walked out of my life. Not calmly, but of course Sam doesn't know that. There was no melodrama or any fanfare. It was a simple, objective end. I wish it didn't have to be this way. If there's a chance I'd see Michelle again, I hope I would be strong enough to... Fast forward. This is kind of cool. So we're back to Michelle. Okay. When I was a young girl, I imagined myself getting married at 25. My spouse would be handsome. He would be from a wealthy family. I would have 2 children, a girl and a boy. We would live in an apartment with a view. On sunny days, I would take my children to the park to play. And on weekends, we would have afternoon tea with my mother and my in-laws. It was a picture-perfect life that I had imagined to myself for myself when I was a child. I haven't thought about marriage in a long time. I was busy with school, and then I was busy with getting a job and progressing my career. Did I still imagine such a life for myself? If Sam was a man, we would have met differently. And maybe it would have been... No, it would have been the same. It had been a few weeks since I'd last seen Sam. I made a firm resolution not to see her again. I don't know what I could even say to her if we met again. It was my fault. I know I had gone so far as to do such a thing with her. But it wasn't something I would do again. It was one of those things that happened in the heat of the moment. We lived in different worlds. If I want to keep going in my career, I have to keep my reputation. If someone were to find out about this, who knows what repercussions I could face. My mother, too. What would she do if she found out about us? I was her only daughter and her closest family. I don't want to make her sad. What about you? What'll make you happy? There's no point in thinking about this anymore. I have to keep moving forward with my own life. So I kept working away. Put in more overtime. I needed an outlet for my energy. I might as well put it towards my work. My goal was to finish the summer quarter on top. After several weeks of long days at the office, my efforts must have been finally noticed. My supervisor came over to my desk personally to thank me for my hard work. There we go. She said I had contributed so much to the company that my coworkers needed time to catch up with my reports. She asked me to take the next day off as I've been working too much overtime lately. I protested over her concerns. Too much overtime? She should be happy I was so invested in the company. My supervisor wouldn't hear of it. She insisted that I take a short break. She shooed me away from my desk, going so far as getting Joey to escort me home. What would I do on a weekday when I don't have work to go to? Michelle, you look pretty tired these days. Are you feeling alright? Michelle? Huh? Oh, that's right. I was on the train with Joey. Oh, yes? Sorry. Is everything okay? Yes, don't worry. Just something that's been on my mind lately. Were you bummed about the World Cup finals? Huh? I placed a bet with my friends on who would win the final. I lost a few hundred on it. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It's okay. If you made a bad bet, I understand it completely. No, it's not that. No? Really, don't worry about it. If you're sad about something, the best thing for it is to eat a good meal. That's right. Why think when you can eat? That's what I like to say. Right. Oh yeah, there's this new beef brisket place. Have you had it yet? Which one? It's near your stop. Want to have it together? It's really good. I think he's still interested. We haven't gotten around to having dinner yet. I gave Joey a look over. He's nice. He's well educated. Does a good job. He's not bad looking. He seemed like a smart and clean cut guy that my mother would approve of. I guess I should give this beef brisket place a chance. I was on my way home after all. I went with Joey to the restaurant. It was a small cedar restaurant that specializes in serving beef brisket noodles. There was a line out the door, but they turned tables quickly. People in groups of 3 or less were seated with other small groups and shared tables to move the line faster. I didn't care either way to share or wait for another table. We decided to share a table with another restaurant patron. I didn't realize until we were seated that familiar video store owner was seated at the same table with us. Oh my gosh! Oh boy! I think this was a couple weeks ago, so I could be wrong, but I think Sam said that she really likes beef brisket. So I thought of Sam the moment that Joey brought up the beef brisket place. So this is going to be hilarious. What a way to run into each other again, huh? It was Sam! Of all the people I could have ever run into at a restaurant, it had to be her. She made a glance towards me as I took my seat. Oh my god. Why was her skirt so short? She must have seen me, but she didn't say anything. Oh my gosh, that outfit! Gosh, that's so sexy! Oh! I think she was as surprised as I was. Joey, oblivious of all the tension, took a seat between us. Can't believe we got in that fast, right, Michelle? Yes. Excuse me. Joey awkwardly bumped into Sam as he took his seat. I hope you don't mind sharing tables, Michelle. It's kind of intimate, right? Sitting side by side. It's okay. Let's look at the menu. Joey held up the menu. I mean, it's beef brisket. He blocked all sight of Sam. I could not see her reaction at all. Gosh. Not long after we sat down, a waitress came by with an order pad in hand. Are you ready to order? Not yet. The waitress went to wait on the other tables when she saw that we were not ready to order. I looked over the menu. The main course was the signature beef brisket noodle soup. Patrons could select different meat cuts as extra toppings. What beef cuts I preferred was an inconsequential choice for me at the moment. What do you think is good? Do you like tendon meat? If you do, then you can get the number 2. I can get the number 1 and we could share the meat. Oh, I'm okay with tendon meat. No? Why don't you try it? I pushed my seat back to sneak another glimpse of Sam. She was looking down into her empty bowl of noodle soup. She had a blank stare. Oh. I couldn't read it. I wanted to say something, but I couldn't find the words. I felt boxed inside the small restaurant. I hadn't prepared myself to meet Sam yet. Not so soon after what I did. Seeing her brought again all the emotions of guilt, fear, shame, and remorse. I didn't want her to see me here, especially not with my coworker, Joey. Would she even want to see me again? Did she hate me? Excuse me, miss, may I get the bill, please? Okay, here's the bill. The waitress had grabbed the bill for Sam. Sam paid in cash and walked out. She didn't bother waiting for change. She definitely saw me for sure, but she didn't say a word to me at all before she left. It was still summer, but the gust of air from the door opening as she left felt cold. Oh, I don't think it's because of the weather, Michelle. Waitress, we're ready to order. What do you want to order? We'll have number 1, and Michelle, you'll have the number 2, right? I should make a choice. I had been going along with the flow of things, not considering what I desired most. This decision might be an inconsequential choice in the end, but I didn't want to have any regrets. Should I go after Sam, or should I finish my meal with Joey? It's true, I didn't end things cleanly with Sam, but I had already made my decision that morning. I didn't need to say anything more to her, right? Just gonna say, and we're going after Sam. Wait, I remembered I had something important to do. Wait, huh? I'm sorry, I just remembered I have something important to do right now. I have to leave. Oh? Was that your friend there? You two kept looking at each other, so not as oblivious as you thought. Yes. If it's something important, it's better to talk face to face. You shouldn't keep her waiting. That's right. I'm sorry. I'll make up a dinner with you next time. Please enjoy your meal today, okay? I will. I'll see you next time at work. Yes, I'll see you. Excuse me. Okay, waitress, I'll just have the number 1 then. Make it an extra large. I excused myself and made my way out of the restaurant. I was upset, I was scared, I was hurt, I was overwhelmed by emotions. What I did last time to Sam was awful. But to be given the cold shoulder from Sam like that, it pained me. It was as if we ceased to exist in front of each other. It was what I wanted from the beginning, but it shouldn't be like this. I shouldn't have ended things with Sam like that, and I didn't want Sam's last impression of me to be a misunderstanding. I followed after Sam. It was dark now. Rain was lightly drizzling outside. The clacking sound of my heels echoed loudly in the narrow roadway outside. Sam must have heard me running after her, but she didn't turn around. She got onto her bike and started up the engine. The sound of the motor was loud. Was this all that will be between us? I didn't want to accept it. Not like this. If Sam thought she could get away without acknowledging me, I was going to be really upset. I had to get her attention. I called out her name. Sam! She stopped driving her bike and she turned to look at me. It started raining more heavily. Sam, wait. Sam, there were tears in her eyes. She rubbed them away with her hands. Can you talk to me? I just don't want to see it. Huh? Wait. Don't walk out on me like this. What? You're the one who walked out on me. That was because... Fuck. If I was going to let go of something, I had to be resolute. Let's not do this again. I get it. I understand that this is the path you choose for yourself. My path is different from yours. I get it. Huh? What are you talking about? Sam, what is it? I had to say it sincerely from my heart. Sam, the words were lost on my tongue. I couldn't speak. I still want to get to know you, Michelle. I won't bother you anymore if you feel otherwise. I understand. I looked into Sam's eyes. I haven't answered her yet, but the expression in her eyes already looked so sad. Yeah, before we're going further, I'm thinking Sam thought that Michelle and Joey were dating. If we were to see each other again, would it be painful like this every time? It wouldn't work out between us, I rationalized. I had my own life. Sam had hers. She should be with someone that's better for her. It would be better for us both not to see each other again. I was not a strong person. I was not brave. But if she said the words, maybe I'd be strong enough. Sam... The words kept drying up in my throat. What was I doing just standing here? It's alright. I get it. You don't have to say it. Get what? Sam had a look of resignation. Had she given up on me already? I did something wrong to her. I still haven't owned up to what I did. But this was my last chance to make things right between us. If I was going to end things cleanly between us, I had to tell her. I had to say it. I want for us to be more than this. Please give me another chance. Michelle, are you sure about this? Yes. You know the feelings that I have for you. I love you. Even in a short period of time, I love you, Michelle. Sam, I'm not going to run away this time. Michelle. It started to rain heavily. Thick droplets fell from the sky and pelted us both. Was it typhoon season already? It didn't matter. This was not the time for me to run for shelter. I walked straight towards Sam while the rain continued to fall. I wanted to show her that I was not a person who would give up so easily. Sam, look at me. Yes. That's the way to do it, Michelle. I pulled Sam towards me. I brought Sam's face right up to mine, and in the torrential rain, we kissed. So cliche, but oh my god, I was hoping for this. It didn't matter to me at all if anyone else saw this. All I wanted was to be with Sam again. I could not let her go. Not again. There we go. Just a moment of pause before Sam returned my kiss. She was shocked, probably at my boldness. I didn't expect Sam to forgive me. It was understandable if she did not want to reciprocate my feelings. I readied my heart, but when I felt Sam put her arms around me and kiss me back, my heart overflowed with joy. I was crying tears of happiness. I never felt this happy before. I wondered if they were crying. The world around us seemed to pause for this moment. But of course, it never actually does. The rain continued falling on us, so much so that our clothes became heavy from the rain. It's raining so hard, what should we do? Let's get out of this rain. Would you like to come back to my place? Huh? We can talk more and get ourselves dry. It might change into a storm and it keeps pouring like this. If it keeps pouring like this. Sam, Michelle, I missed you. I miss you too, Sam. It's a short ride, but would you mind sitting behind me? On your bike? Yes, if that's alright with you. No, it's fine. Hold on tight, okay? Yes. We rode away on Sam's bike. We laughed out loud. It didn't matter who saw us or heard us. We had nothing to fear. We felt cleansed. It was as if the rain had continued to pour from the heavens, was no more than a light sprinkle. I held on tightly to Sam's rain-soaked back. I was elated. It felt as if a heavy weight had been taken off my chest. The smell of rain on the asphalt pavement was earthy. It was a pleasant scent. It reminded me of the day I spent with Sam in Saikung. The memory of it was still so vivid and sweet in my heart. It would be nice, I thought, to feel the cool sea breeze and the warmth of the summer sun again with Sam. I don't ever want to forget that day in summer. Drive slower! Be careful or we're going to slip. Just hang tight, it's a short ride. We don't have helmets. How could you forget to bring one? It's all right, we're not far. Be careful. Okay. For the third time, I found myself in Sam's apartment. It was messier compared to the last time I visited. I wonder why. Oh gosh, the shit's gonna hit the fan with her mom, I know it. Michelle's mom, I mean. Dirty dishes collected in her sink, empty takeout boxes and drink bottles were left on her table. The plants by the window had signs of wilting. Had she been keeping busy, I wondered? Sorry, it's a little messy. It's fine, I don't mind it. Here, let me hang up the jacket. I bet it's messy because Sam's been moping about Michelle. Just saying. I'll get you a towel to dry off. Thanks. If you neglect to water a houseplant, it will slowly wither and die. And if you water a plant too much, the roots would drown and the plant would rot. Since last time and now, was that what was given enough? Or was what was given enough, or was it too much? Would the plant be able to flower into the new season? I hoped that it would. What I was to Sam and what she was to me, it wasn't something that mattered anymore. I wanted to know for myself what feelings I had for Sam, and what feelings Sam had for me. You might have to start leaving some of your clothes here if this keeps happening. Did you end up eating, by the way? Huh? From the brisket place earlier. I didn't. I'm sorry to have interrupted your date. It wasn't a date. You want anything then? Want what? Something to eat to make up for your dinner. I don't really want to go out again in the rain. I could make something. I'm still a little hungry. Really? You can cook? Considering how much Sam eats out, I'm not surprised. You're always so surprised at everything I do. Do I seem like someone who can't cook? No, I didn't mean that. I'll make something. Any requests? Anything goes. Alright. How about a black bean stir fry? Okay. Sam had me sit down and wait, saying her kitchen was too small to fit 2 cooks. What kitchen? Really? What kitchen? I don't see a kitchen. I watched her prepare the meal. It didn't take her long to prepare the ingredients. She effortlessly cut up the vegetables she had in her fridge, and fried up the vegetables with some ground pork along with some garlic, ginger, pepper, and black bean paste to taste. The little portable stove packed heat. When she turned up the gas, flames quickly licked up the side of the wok and engulfed the entire pan. The ingredients were cooked in no time. Sam must have cooked a lot in the past. It made sense as she lived alone. She didn't seem to flinch when the oil sizzled and popped, or when the flames erupted from the wok. If I had an older sister, she might have cooked for me like this. I wasn't a spoiled little sibling, though. And Sam wasn't my sister. It's ready. Only one side dish? Huh? It's not enough? Well, I'm used to having a variety of dishes. You have too many complaints. Please compliment me for once. How is it? Does it taste good? It's not bad. That's it? Not bad means it's not bad. It's a compliment. I like this. This is fun. If it's not bad, then you should say that it's good. If it's good, I'll say that it's good. It's not good? It's good enough. to eat every day. Aw, Michelle. That's an interesting compliment. Do you cook often, Sam? Sometimes. It's nice to eat home cooking every once in a while. I see. How about you, Michelle? No, my mother cooks for me at home. That's nice. I'm sure she makes great meals. Sam, I'm sorry. Why are you sorry? About my mother? It's been a long time. It's nothing to feel sorry about. You know, my dad was the one who cooked in my family. I learned how to cook from him. Black bean stir fry was his favorite dish to make. Oh, I see. My mother used to work quite late, so my dad was the one who took care of the household. We had a strange family dynamic, don't you think? Okay, I'm gonna turn the music down because it's getting a little loud. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. Strange family dynamic. No, not at all. I'm glad I could experience part of your family. Michelle. Thank you, Sam. I'll help you with the dishes. Okay. I have the silliest, stupidest grin on my face right now because this is so sweet and I'm just worried that something's going to happen to muck it up. It seems like the rain has stopped now. It looks like it. Will you be heading out? What would you like to do, Michelle? I should call my mother and let her know I'm coming home. I see. But I want to stay a little bit longer. I want to talk to you more. Is that okay with you? After what felt like an eternity, Sam answered me. That's all right with me. I'm happy to spend time with you. I missed you. Sam, I like the way you observe everything around you, and the way you express yourself sincerely. But please know, I don't want to be someone that makes you uncomfortable or feel ashamed of yourself. I hope you can understand how I feel. Beneath her cheery disposition, there was a falter in her voice. Sam's lips were tilted upwards, but her smile was bittersweet. I could feel the weight in Sam's words. I shouldn't be replying her, I think there's a word missing, replying to her half-heartedly. Nor should I take for granted her feelings. I was the one who had given her the cold shoulder. I had hurt her. I shouldn't expect Sam to still want more than this. In the heat of the moment, I said that I wanted her. In the heat of the moment, I was being true to myself. It was cowardly of me to have run away the next morning. What I couldn't face the next morning was myself. I didn't want to accept yet that I had feelings for Sam. I was scared. I was scared of the repercussions of furthering our relationship. But when we are together, it's as if the troubles in my mind had washed away with the rain. I wasn't afraid to be with her. Sam, there's so much I don't know. All I know is that I keep thinking of you. I missed you. I missed you so much. Michelle, the one thing I'm certain of is that when I'm with her, I don't want anything else. Michelle, I know we share something special. Please, let me be a part of your life. Even after the summer is gone, I still want to be here for you. Sam, please. It doesn't matter if summer is over. Please be with me. We held each other for a long time. When we broke free from each other's arms, I saw that Sam was smiling from tooth to tooth. I felt giddy too, as if I was on the moon. I've never felt this way before with anyone. One day, I'd be able to properly convey my feelings to Sam in words. I couldn't find the right words just yet. What I felt for her was more than affection between friends, and deeper than mere physical attraction. I wanted to learn more about Sam and the world around her, and for her to learn more about me. The vocabulary would come to me soon, I know. Later into the night, I asked Sam to put on a movie for us to watch. She dimmed the lights and put on a video. We watched the movie on her bed. It was a light and funny movie. Sam laughed candidly. She leaned her head on my shoulder. Her hair smelled nice, I thought. It was so good to spend time together again like this. The day on the beach with Sam looked so dreamy. I wish I could relive that day with her. The past cannot be undone, but I hope that I could be strong enough not to repeat it. I believed in Sam's words. When she said that she missed me and wanted to be with me, my heart swelled. I was happy that I could make amends with Sam. Though a small part of me was scared. I worried that I might have marred something in our relationship. A tiny voice in my head wondered, would Sam still love me the same way? Would it be possible for us to be as we were in the past? Sam was such a nice and gentle person. She had never done anything to hurt me. She has always been kind to me. Trust is something difficult to gain and something much easier to lose. The 2 months we were apart felt like a century. I looked for Sam's glances during the movie. I wanted her to look at me the same way that she did before, but there was some reservation in the way she was around me. Understandable. I could never really read Sam that well. I wanted to know how she truly felt. I leaned back against Sam's shoulder and she automatically wrapped her arm around me. Her hand rested on my thigh. Sam moved her palm up and down the creases of my skirt slowly, as if it was her own idiosyncratic habit. I shifted my leg and fidgeted in my seat. I felt guilty that I couldn't really pay much attention to the movie. A movie could be saved for viewing at another time. Tonight what I wanted was to affirm the love that we have. One more time. Oh boy. Michelle. Sam. I missed you. Oh boy. Dun 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 dun. I am really worried about Michelle's mother. There's something incredibly indulgent about waking up late on a weekday that made it almost seem criminal. I had stayed over at Sam's place. It was late morning by the time the light of the sun streamed through the window blinds, its warm rays landing softly on our bodies. It gently woke us up from slumber. We took our time getting out of bed. The world outside had already been long awake. I could hear the sounds of cars and the activity of people outside while we still comfortably laid on the bed. I felt Sam drawing slow circles on my back. I turned to face her. She was beaming with a radiant energy. It was dazzling. I felt shy. I wasn't used to being with someone like this. I buried my face onto Sam's shoulder. She responded by tenderly wrapping her arms around me. It wasn't bad, I thought, to be close to someone like this. Being held and touched, it made my heart race. It was a beautiful September day. The sky was so blue, there's absolutely not a cloud in the sky. The air was refreshingly clear after the heavy rain last night. I was glad I could share this morning with Sam. We eventually got out of bed. We showered and got dressed. I borrowed some clothes from Sam. I had trouble picking something out at first. Sam's closet was full of flashy, colorful outfits. Only Sam could pull them off the way that she does. I looked for something more plain and simple. While I was deciding what to wear, I noticed Sam was putting on a pair of jeans, and I thought it might be nice to match her a little. I picked out a cream-colored turtleneck and a stonewashed denim skirt to pair. What do you think? Ah, you look great. You could be a Miss Hong Kong. Really? Is that a compliment or an insult? It's a compliment. I'm saying it from the heart. You're beautiful. Do I look too young for this look? I don't want people to mistake me as your younger sister. Huh? I think the clothes look really fashionable on you. You look like the cool and independent woman that you are. Really? I hope I can match you. You look really stylish today. Yeah, I like both outfits, but if I were to pick one to wear, it would be Sam's because I don't really wear skirts. That's not my thing. Aw, Michelle. I think we look perfect together. Your hair. It looks so good this way, too. Ooh, thank you. Will you be heading to your shop later today? Not today. Today is my break day. Really? I didn't know that. How about you? You don't have to go into the office today? No, I don't. I was given the day off. Why don't we go somewhere then? Where? There's so many places we could go. How about Ocean Park? It won't be too busy on weekdays. I don't really like amusement parks. Aw, really? Are you scared of the rides? I'm not afraid. They aren't exciting enough to be worth the lineups all day in the sun. You're quite amazing not to be excited by amusement parks. I would be excited. Is that so? I just think we're a little too old for them. You're never too old to enjoy something, right? I with Sam on this. I suppose. It's just today I want to look good in front of you. Michelle, I feel the same way. I want to show you off today. What would you like to do then, Michelle? Anything is fine. Anything except for the amusement park. Yes. No particular destination came to mind for either of us. We decided to go to the metro station and make our choice there. We played a game. One of us would blindly point a finger at the metro map and we'll go wherever the finger landed on. It was decided by rock, paper, scissors. And I was the lucky loser. I approached the metro map, closed my eyes, and spun around. My finger pointed Sim Sha Sui. Sim Sha Sui it was. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Again, I do not speak Chinese. I'm just vaguely remembering things that I've heard. I know writing Chinese or Japanese or any of the Asian languages in Western languages is difficult. It was a silly game we played. The station officer made judgmental looks when we went through the fare gates, but who cares what he thought about us? We hopped on the southbound train. The late morning train was so much more relaxed compared to the early morning train. We took our seats, we were able to get adjacent seats without effort. As soon as the train started moving, Sam leaned onto my shoulder. She gave out a slight yawn. I thought to myself, would she enjoy working in an office job? She normally has her shop open until late. It would be a major change of pace for her. And would I enjoy working as a shopkeeper? I'd be less reliant on my coworkers and more on myself to manage the business. It must be difficult in its own way, too. I can't believe I would have never met Sam if not because of a broken shoe. If it wasn't due to a fluke accident, we probably would never have crossed paths. Despite how different our lives were, we were able to understand each other. It's funny when I think about it. The next station is Sim Sha Sui. Doors will open on your left. We arrived at our stop shortly. Our destination wasn't far. We didn't have anything planned, but with this good weather, I'm sure anything would be enjoyable. We followed the flow of late morning commuters. First stop was the shopping plaza nearest to the station. What's better than shopping in the city? We had a leisurely time browsing through the stores. We tried on cosmetic products and clothes for fun. What do you think about this outfit on me? Nice. Way too old. Huh? Too old? Coming from Michelle? Coming from Michelle? What do you mean by that? What you have on looks like something I saw my father wearing once. Well, I was going for the folk look. What? Like a cowgirl from the American Wild West. Yeah, I see it. Like Patty Page? Not exactly. I was thinking Kay Rivers. I have no idea who those are. Who? Alright, Michelle, I want to see you try something on. I don't really see anything I like. Let me pick out something for you. Michelle, come out. Wait, I'm not ready. It's difficult to put this dress on. Okay, I'm about to come out. If it doesn't look good on me, just say it, alright? Okay. Don't try to flatter me. Nice. So, what do you think? What? Are you holding back your laughter? No, I just think, you look really sexy. Stunning. I think it's perfect on you. Really? Yes, it's a very modern look. No, an open back dress is too revealing. Not at all. My underwear is totally see-through. I'm changing out of this. Michelle, don't forget to try on the other outfit. I picked up something to match, too. Ready, Michelle? Oh my gosh. I'm ready. So what do you think? Oh my gosh. They look so great. You don't like this one? No. You look good. Really? I think you look stunning in this one too. We're ready to hit the disco. You look ready. But I don't know about this one for me. It's flashy. And the top is tied around the chest. It's a little uncomfortable. Is that so? The silhouette is quite fashionable. I think you should show your appeal sometimes. It's stylish. It's stylish, but I don't think this is my look. Don't get me wrong, I think you look glamorous. You're always so fashionable and eye-catching, more than any other pop star I've seen. Michelle, I think I should pick out my own outfit to try this time. I want to match you in my own way. Aw, Michelle. I look forward to seeing what you'll wear next. Don't expect too much. This is cute. What? You look exceptionally cute. Like a plum blossom in the snowy mountains. Huh? What do you mean by that? The look is so fresh. I can feel the spring breeze. Well, if you like it, I might just get it. I love it. Okay, it's on sale anyway. Please wait for me to get changed. It was fun trying outfits with you. Yeah, I had fun too. We walked out of the shopping arcade and followed the signs for the pedestrian footpath. We walked along Victoria Harbor as if we were tourists in our own city. It's fun to play tourist. It was a wonderfully sunny day. I haven't seen such blue skies and white clouds over the city for so long. It was nice to simply admire the harbor skyline on days like today. Michelle, close your eyes. Sam placed a white hairband in my hand. Huh? For you. When did you get this? When you were trying on the clothes. You didn't have to get me anything. It's a small thing. I thought it'll look good with what you're wearing today. You think so? Can you put it on for me? Of course. Sam placed the hairband on my head. How do I look? Perfect. You compliment me too much. Please be honest with me. Flattery will get you nowhere. I am being honest. You've caught my eye since the beginning, and I don't say that just to flatter you. It's quite a clear day today, isn't it? It's nice after it rains. The air is fresh. It is. I should get a photo of you. No, thank you. Jodo mate. Just wait a moment. What's that? A disposable camera. I remember those. What's that? I saw them selling it at the kiosk. Isn't it neat? Is it expensive? No, not at all. They are not expensive. Come on, Michelle, lean beside the railing. Do a sexy pose. Yeah, disposable cameras, they're just meant you take all the pictures that you can and then you just get the whole thing developed. You don't keep the camera itself. I don't really like photos. It's okay, just stay there. Huh? The film is loaded. Let's not waste it, okay? 5, 4, 3... Wait! Say cheese. 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 Ah. Shoot, I left the flash on. I wonder how it'll turn out. Probably terrible. Throw it away. No way, I'm going to use up the whole roll today. Eh? I'm going back in the mall. It's getting too sunny. I can't take the glare. It's not at all. It's our first date together. It'll be an important memory for me. It's nice to have something as a memento. Don't you think so? That's a good question. Not this last one. Nope, nope, nope. That's denying. That's just turning back all the progress they've made. But yeah, it's special. It is their first date, so I suppose so. It is. It is nice to have something as a memento, right? Sam, never mind. What is it? Do you think we can ask someone to take a photo of us together? Yes! Of course. Let me ask someone. One moment, alright? Okay. I can't wait to see all these photos once they're developed. Are you sure you took them correctly? I'm sure. Oh look, the ferry's coming in. Want to get on the ferry? We can continue our date on the island side. We can just get back on the subway to get across the harbor. It's faster. Come on, it's a wonderful day to be out. Let's have some fun. Enjoy the view. Yeah, I took the subway to get across the Potomac when I visited Washington, D.C. in college. That was interesting because it just went over the water. So I just stared out the window and watched the water go by. That was fun. The ferry fare is cheaper too. That's true. I'm getting on. Hey, wait for me. I went along with her. It's true, we didn't really have any specific plans in mind for today. I've been so used to rushing here and there during my daily commute, I forgot I could take it slowly today. We boarded the ferry. The wind carried the strong salty smell of the water, but it wasn't unpleasant. It wasn't a long ride. I watched the familiar skyline get closer. The skyline has changed so much over the recent years. I wondered what it'll be like for Hong Kong in the future. I don't know. I couldn't really say. But yeah, definitely, skylines change. I mean, just in New York alone, there's been a huge change since 2001. Will the view of the mountains be covered up by buildings someday? Will the landmarks I recognize still be there? Where would I be in the future? And where would Sam be in my life? I shouldn't think about these things right now. Today was a relaxed day for both of us. If I was at work, I'd probably be having lunch at my usual spot near my workplace at this time. I questioned if things were going smoothly without me. My supervisor had asked me to take today off, but if I have to make up the time for all the work left undone in my absence, I should have just gone into work today. I was growing anxious. I didn't want to find a stack of documents waiting on my desk the next day. As if sensing my growing displeasure, Sam linked her arms with mine and squeezed my hand. It was time for us to disembark the boat. So the ideal ending that I want for Michelle and Sam, Michelle moves in with Sam and works at the video store with her, and they run it together. Look, there's a ding-ding tram waiting for us. Hurry, we have to hop on and make our escape. We're not in a movie. Please humor me. Okay, okay. Oh no, the tram is starting without you, Sam. Hurry, let's get on. Ah, stop the tram! We got on whatever tram that was stopped near the port. I forgot to check the tram number. It didn't really matter to us where it was heading. I looked at all the buildings that passed us by. I think we rode a tram while I was in Europe. That was fun. I saw my office building in view. I told myself that would be alright. My coworkers were more than capable of filling in for me during my absence. I will not think about work today. Sam tapped my arm and pointed out to something outside the tram window. It was a weird advertisement for bug spray. Hey, don't stick your hands out the window. My father once told me that he saw someone lose his arm on the tram. Does that actually happen? It did, and it could again. Really? The tram moves so slowly. It's still dangerous. Please be careful. Alright, alright. Now that I think about it, I haven't ridden a tram in a long time. Is that so? Do you use your bike instead? You know, my cousin is an actuary for an insurance firm. She said that motorcyclists are 7 times more likely to get into fatal accidents. I wonder why. That's why they wear helmets and protective gear. I was driving somewhere with, I think it was with my siblings, and we saw a motorcyclist pass us by, and then further up ahead, we saw that he had hit a car. So we had almost witnessed a motorcycle accident right in front of us. We were just a little too far away to actually see it. Oh gosh, that was years ago. That's crazy. Are you worried about me, Michelle? I'm just stating some statistical facts. She's worried. Well, I don't take it into the city that often anymore. The roads are getting busier and busier. I mostly use it when I'm going to the countryside. I see. Do you drive, Michelle? No, I never learned how to drive. I see. I want to get my license one day, though. It's something I've been putting off for far too long. There's no need to rush. There's so many bus lines these days, and they're always talking about expanding the subway. I don't think they'll ever build one all the way to Kowloon City. Maybe someday. You know, I'd like to go on a road trip someday. A road trip? I think it's exciting to be able to go anywhere the road will take you. Really? Do you travel a lot? Not much at all. I'd like to if I had more money. Money aside, if there's a place you could go, where would it be? California. In California? I like warm places. The thought of getting in a car and just driving for a long time on some winding road, with the wind in your hair and the radio on loud, I think it'd be fun. I thought you had already been there before to visit your brother. It was a short trip. I didn't really get to go anywhere then. It was one wedding banquet after another, and then I had to fly back home with my dad. I see. I want to see the ocean again from the other side of the world. I never liked to be anywhere far from water. It just doesn't feel right. Are you a fish? Right? Perhaps in a past life. Say, what is it? Do you ever think about where you would be after 1997? I was in high school at that point. Your brother lives in the United States. I'm sure it wouldn't be difficult for you and your father to get a green card. I thought of it, but you know, Hong Kong is where my livelihood is. If we left, there would be no one to take care of my mother's remains. More or less everyone that I know is all here. To uproot myself and start all over? I'm not sure if I would want that for myself. Hong Kong is my home after all. It's a place filled with important memories. Don't you feel uncertain about what the future holds? That date is just another 10 years away. Do you really see yourself living freely then, as you do now? We don't know what the future will be. The handover is an inevitable outcome. They're talking about Hong Kong returning to Chinese control. We have to think about it now. My coworkers are always talking about it. Some already started their immigration applications. What about yourself, Michelle? Do you plan on moving away? Me? I'm not sure. I don't have relatives overseas who could sponsor our immigration. If I go, I'll go anywhere our passports will allow. Perhaps Canada? It seems like a peaceful place. The air and weather might be good for my rheumatic mother. Canada, eh? Eh? I've never seen snow. It might be nice to visit in the winter. I've said before that I do not like cold. I do not like being cold. So I think part of it is just giving your body time to acclimate to the change in overall temperature, because my twin seems to be doing okay now. It's been 2 years now? Yeah, 2 years, and she seems to be doing okay. But that's my twin, not me. I thought you said you like warm weather. I never said I didn't like snow. I want to try skiing someday. Are you entirely pessimistic about Hong Kong's future? It seems so unstable. I fear that our civil liberties won't be protected. It'd be better to leave before it gets worse, I guess. If everyone packed up and left, what would remain of the city? What's wrong with people wanting to live their own lives and achieving their dreams? I have hope for a democratic future. As long as people are willing to stand for what they feel is right, we can enact change for the better. I want to treasure this city. Its people, its culture, its history. If we don't try to protect it, who would? And we shouldn't stop at protecting the status quo. We should try to make it a prosperous society for everyone. It's the right thing to do. That's not realistic. Well, even if I moved away, I'll probably find myself coming back one way or another. It's hard to leave behind something completely. You talk so tough. Really? It's just my honest opinion. The future's not decided yet. We have the ability to decide it for ourselves. Well, if you don't have any plans on moving, I might as well stay and see how it goes. I just started my career. I want to see how far I can climb. Michelle? What? Are you starting to get hungry? Want to get off here? I am a little peckish. Alright, let's alight. Oh, I know a restaurant around here if we'd like to try. Yes, take me there. For once it's Michelle showing Sam something. Before it's been Sam sharing stuff with Michelle. We spent the day like this, letting our feet take us anywhere. The places and the streets that I frequented often before seemed so different and new. It was exhilarating. It was exhilarating. I wanted this day to go on and on. As we walked through the narrow city streets, I saw our shadows grow longer. No matter where we went, we couldn't avoid the setting sun at our backs. At the end of the day, we took the ferry back across the harbor. The wind on the water was cold. I could feel the season changing. I watched the sky slowly darken with Sam. A sliver of the crescent moon could be seen between buildings. I could not tell from its pale golden light whether it was the waxing moon or if it was the waning moon. I wanted to ask Sam if she knew, but I held my tongue. I thought to myself, would it be possible to spend time together like this, always? I have one more shot on the camera. What should it be? Can I take it? Of course. Okay, here. What will you take? Lean on the railing. Me? Yes. You'll develop these photos, right? Yes, of course. Then let me keep the last one. That's so sweet. The first picture was of Michelle, the last picture is of Sam. I just right in the feels. Michelle. Sam moved over to stand for the backdrop of the harbor skyline. She leaned against the railing and posed with confidence. The lights reflecting against the water produced a soft, colorful glow. Sam smiled at me through the viewfinder. She had a lovely smile similar to that of her mother's. I told myself I won't forget this smile. I counted down. 3, 2, 1. I took the picture, and I realized I forgot to turn on the flash. I felt my heart drop. Would this picture develop into a blurred image? I didn't want to lose this moment. Even if my memory fades away, at least let there be a record of it. It's already dark, and I didn't trust the steadiness of my hands. You got it? Sam kept smiling. There was a sincerity in her smile, but I couldn't help but fear the unknown. I think so. I'm excited to go develop these. Want to get them done now? There's a photo developing store that's open till midnight near my place. Not yet. I don't want to see them just yet. I want to keep today in my memory for a little bit longer, so I could look back on them later with fondness. Michelle, it had been a thought lingering in the back of my mind that I would eventually have to go back home. I was courageous when I was with Sam, but I feared that once I returned home, I would go back to my old way of thinking. I didn't want to be alone with my thoughts just yet. I'll be here for you. We can be together like this again and again, and create many more memories together. Sam, I know. I just had a good time with you today. I'm scared of losing it. I don't want today to end. Me too. I wish to be together longer like this. Sam, but I'll be here for you tomorrow and the next day. There's nothing to fear. Sam, I want to be with you more too. But I should be heading home. My mother must be worried about me. I'm really sorry that I can't be with you more than this right now. That's alright. You think I won't let you go home? Well, no. Do you want to see me again? I do. I want to see you again. Me too, Michelle. I want to see you again. Sam, I feel ashamed. Not because of what we've done, but because I have to hide something. You're a good person. That's why you feel this way. Sometimes the truth can hurt someone more than a lie. And other times it hurts more to lie to yourself than it does to pretend for another person. Whatever you choose to do, the most important thing is your own happiness. Sam, can you accompany me home? I'll feel better if you can stay with me longer. Of course. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Would you like me to wait a bit for you? It's alright. I can head back in by myself. Okay. Thanks for spending the day with me. I had a really good time. Me too. It was wonderful. Can I see you again? You can always. Please get home safe, Sam. If you don't remember, you can walk back to the station and take the train. There's also a few minibuses that pass by this road that go towards your place. Ah, do you want me to call a taxi for you? Thank you. I'm sure I can figure out my way home. Okay. Michelle, are you sure you don't want me to wait around? No. I'll be okay. I'll visit you tomorrow if that's okay with you. Of course. I look forward to it. Then I'll head in. Good night, Sam. Good night, Michelle. It was inevitable. I had to go home at some point. I wondered what my mother would say to me. She must have been worried. I'd spent an entire day with Sam without thinking much about my mother at all. I was thinking about her, but I didn't say anything. I was just wondering, did she call her mom? Did she actually call her mom last night? Did she call her mom at all? Clearly not. I didn't mean to do anything wrong. I want her to understand that I wasn't a little girl anymore. Her overt concern could be too much sometimes. Oh boy, I'm really nervous. I'm home. Mother? I looked around the kitchen. The kitchen was spotless. All the dishes were put away. I saw that there was no food left out for me. It seemed as if my mother had gone out or was already asleep. She usually would be watching her dramas at this time. I hope she wasn't too worried about me. A door opened. My mother came out of her bedroom. That seems to be what she always does. She did not look pleased. Chang Fung Ha. Where have you been? I'm sorry I've come home late. Do you know how worried I was? I'm sorry. I was about to call the police. It wasn't anything. Please, I'm not a child anymore. Don't worry about me so much. Not a child? You're my daughter. How can I not be worried about you? Why don't you listen to me sometimes? Was it a boy you were with? Why are you so quiet? Answer me. I wasn't with a boy. Then what is it? What made you become such a misbehaved girl these days? What? It's nothing. Nothing? You never used to be like this. Where did you get those clothes? Huh? I borrowed them. Borrowed? I'm still the same, Mother. It's just they're... What is it? I can't tell you. Your Father in heaven would be disappointed in you. I can't see it, but he can see what a second-hand woman you've become. Oh dear. Second-hand? Why can't you mind your own business? What? You're talking back? Yes? I wanted to trust you, but I know you have been lying to me this whole time. Shit. How can I keep holding my tongue when you're out there ruining your own life? What would your father think about this? I'm telling you all this for your own good. Huh? That's... How can you use my father to guilt me like this? Guilt you? Isn't it the truth? I've always been a good daughter. I've been diligent in my studies and I've always given my best effort at my work. I've done everything to make you and Father proud of me. How can I be happy when you're like this? When you're suspicious of everything I do? Your happiness, why should you be unhappy? I'm the one hurt by you. You're still hiding something from me right now. Why can't you just trust me? Why do you have to control what I do? Not when you're behaving like this. The way you are is suffocating me. Huh? Suffocating? How dare you talk back to me? This was a long time coming. You think by being with a man for a night you can suddenly talk back to your mother? What? Why do you keep insinuating this? If you want to know so badly, yes, I was with someone. Tell me, who is he? What's he like? Is he educated? What? I was with another woman. Another woman? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What? Is he married? An affair? No. I was together with a woman. We're together. As lovers. Huh? It's not computing. Oh no. Mother, I'm lesbian? How could I ever tell you that so easily? That I'm... The words choked in my throat. Oh boy. Mother? Was it HKU? HKU. Excuse me. Was I a bad mother? What did I do to make you turn out like this? Oh gosh. Fuck. Oh. This is very typical of the time period, so I apologize to everyone who may be triggered by this argument. I was not expecting this, but I really should have. Mother? I can't look at you right now. Mother. I will go. I grabbed a few things and I quickly left the house. Our argument happened so quickly. We had said so much in that heated moment. I was ashamed. Not at myself, but for making my mother feel hurt. I couldn't explain why I got so upset at my mother. I should have been upset at myself. I was honest to Sam, but I couldn't be honest to my mother. I kept lying to her. That was why she was so hurt. But I'm not sure if I could ever go back to my mother. I'm not sure if it was the right thing to have told her the truth. She was in such a shock. My mother's heart is so old and traditional. How could she ever accept this part of me? She must feel ashamed and disappointed in me. I'm sorry. If my father was still here, I'm sure he would be upset that I've become something of scorn to my mother. And he too, he would be ashamed of what I've become. I want my parents to be proud of me, but I just can't. I can't be everything for them. I can't be the daughter my mother wanted. I can't be the one who'll make her proud. Meeting Sam and being apart from her made me realize that I couldn't go back on the love that I found. I was happy when I was with her. I was truly myself. I couldn't go back on that. I shouldn't have to hide what I did for the sake of my mother's comfort. I couldn't leave Sam again. I thought of my mother's words. They repeated in my mind. How she treated me was much too harsh. Instead of anger or resentment, what I felt was a bitter sadness. Hot tears poured from my eyes. I'd become their disappointment. I didn't want to second-guess myself again. What I did wasn't wrong, right? No, honey, it's not wrong. I just know I couldn't go back to my mother. I felt so guilty and ashamed to have caused her this pain. How could I ever face her again after this? I cried alone outside. The familiar street no longer felt like a part of the welcoming neighborhood that I once knew. I wasn't sure what to do. I had recently gotten Sam's number, but would she be alright if I imposed on her? Oh, she asked if she could hang out, she could wait for you. The conflict I had with my mother was mine alone. I shouldn't have to involve her in this. No, talk to her, call her. I had all my bank cards. I'm sure I could find a temporary place to stay. As I was looking through my bag, I felt someone tap on my shoulder. It's Sam. She waited anyway. Michelle? Huh? Sam? You're still here? I thought it might be good to wait on standby. Oh, Sam. Are you alright, Michelle? You're all teary. What happened? I can't go back home. Michelle, I got in an argument with my mother, and I said too much. My mother, Michelle, I'm sorry. It's because of me, right? No, it's not you. I can't speak for everyone, but I've been through something like this before. It was really difficult, I know, but it'll be okay. It'll take some time, but it'll be okay. Will it? Will it really? It will. It will be better. Maybe not tonight, maybe not tomorrow, but it will someday. Can't go back home anymore, though. I don't know if I could ever go back. Michelle, I'm really sorry. I don't know why it has to be like this. What should I do? If it's alright with you, you can stay with me. I don't know. I don't want to burden you. It won't be. I don't want to force onto you my own problems. It's not just your own problems to face alone. I'm here for you. You're really important to me. I understand your situation. Not everyone can understand so easily. It's not easy. I'm really sorry that I had to be this way for you. But you're not alone. We can figure this out together. I care for you. Don't feel as if you have to take this all by yourself. I don't understand why this has to happen. I'm sorry. I really don't want to bother you. Don't be sorry. Do you still want to be with me? I do. Please be with me. I need you right now. I'm here with you. Let's look forward to something better. Your mother will understand someday. She loves you. And it'll be a different someday, I'm sure. Yes, it will. And it'll be alright. Sam, can I go back with you tonight? Yes, let's hail a cab. Thank you, Sam. We hailed the cab back to Sam's place. I cried on her shoulder the whole car ride back. I started living together with Sam after this. And so began a new chapter in my life. Several months have passed since I had that confrontation with my mother. I tried a few times to call her, but every time I heard the phone sound, I found myself hanging up after the first ringtone. I couldn't bring myself to speak to my mother just yet. The words I had planned out in my head got stuck in my throat whenever I tried to call her. I didn't know what to say to her. I wanted to apologize, but at the same time, I couldn't. I tried to go see my mother, going as far as the doorstep of my old house. Even then, I could not bring myself to enter through the front door. All I could do for my mother at this time was to leave some groceries for her at the door. Her hip had always bothered her, and without me, she might have difficulty carrying heavy loads of groceries. She doesn't have my father with her to take care of her anymore. She only has me. I was cowardly, but I don't regret what I have done. Still, I could not shake the feeling of guilt and shame entirely. I'm sure my mother must be worried about me even now. What I did had hurt her. It must be a continual source of shame and disappointment for her. It's complex. The relationship I have with my mother has always been complex. All my life I tried to make her happy. During that moment of argument, I could not bring myself to keep lying to her. I couldn't lie to myself any longer either. We had to face the truth. I did not ask my mother to accept or understand me. I simply wanted her to let me be. When she outright rejected and shamed me, it had hurt so much. My mother had not contacted me at all since then. I was afraid she would never want to see me again. I was saddened and I felt guilty that I caused her this pain. Nonetheless, I have to keep going forward with my own life. I have to be true to my own happiness. Definitely some changes. Since I started living with Sam, a lot has changed for me. I never thought in 100 years that I would change jobs. But with Sam's encouragement, I applied for an editor position within the same company where I worked. And to my surprise, I got the position. My coworkers and boss were all supportive of the change. Writing was something I wanted to do since I was in school, but I didn't have the confidence to pursue it then. It can be quite challenging work at times, but I enjoy the creative freedom that comes with my new work. I have to say that I'm quite pleased with the way things are progressing with my career. Sam, too, had experienced a few changes. Her store was getting busier, and she finally gave in to the advice of hiring someone to help her out at the store. It's given her more time to work on her personal projects with film archival. The past week, she was able to get a local theater to screen an older French film, Olivia. I had a classmate who studied French, so we were able to put together the subtitles for it. I think it's wonderful that little by little, we're able to move forward together in achieving our goals and dreams. This year, for Sam's birthday, I got her a film camera. It was the new Minolta camera that came out. Sam doesn't know it yet. I want to surprise her with it. Photography was another passion of hers I want her to explore more of. I like her photos. I think she has a talent. She likes to take photos of the city and capture the moment in time whenever we were out. Sam had been using a disposable camera this whole time. I thought it'd be nice for her to have her own camera for once. She likes to say that it's not the quality of the camera, but the subject and the viewfinder that mattered most. But I think Sam would be happy with the gift. I know it's a little expensive, but I really want to encourage her with her talents like she has done for me. It'd be nice to look back on a photo album with all the pictures that we have taken together someday. I've adjusted to my new commute and routine. Sometimes on my return trip from work, I'd stop by Sam's store if she's working. There would always be something or another happening in the neighborhood. Over the past few months, I've watched quite a number of Sam's movies. You can see why Sam enjoys collecting and curating her selection of films. There is a certain magic to film that can't compare to your own vision and imagination that comes from reading a novel sometimes. There's another movie that I watched with Sam that I quite like by the name of Carousel. I know that movie. It's not Rodgers and Hammerstein. Is it Rodgers and Hammerstein? I don't think so. Could be wrong. I recognize the name. I'm just trying to remember who wrote it. I know Hammerstein was involved. Yeah, Rodgers and Hammerstein. Their second musical. Okay. Oklahoma was their first musical. They also did King and I and Sound of Music, and I think they did South Pacific. I'm not sure if that one, not as, but King and I, Sound of Music, and Oklahoma. Well, Oklahoma, I used to like it, but now I'm older and I started watching a recorded version with Hugh Jackman as Curly, and I'm watching it, and they're driving me crazy because they're definitely attracted to each other and they're refusing to acknowledge it, and that was just driving me crazy. But I've never seen Carousel, though I've heard of it. I've cried just about every time I've watched it. I had asked Sam to put it on so much she said the tape could wear out any day now. Yeah, my mom, when we were little, she laid down a rule about how often we could watch movies. Number one, because she didn't want us watching the same movie over and over and over all day, because that would drive her crazy. And number two, to preserve the tape so it wouldn't wear out. Now we can watch them through streaming. We don't even have to worry about wearing out a VHS. I think she just doesn't want to watch it anymore with me, though. I've tried a lot of new things with Sam. I gave it another chance and went dancing with Sam. I became friends with a few girls from Ruby. I can understand why Sam respects and looks up to Cecilia so much. She takes good care of her staff and her friends. I learned a lot from her, too, on how to manage professional business and personal affairs. I've hiked a few of the local mountains with Sam. I had even camped on the beach with her. Even if our schedules don't quite match up sometimes, we do our best to make up the time somehow. What I'm looking forward to now is to make it past the busy Christmas season. I almost forgot to mention. One thing that came as a surprise is that we recently started taking care of a kitten. It's funny how we got our cat. I'd arrived home early from work. Sam was not yet back, and I noticed a cream-colored cat on the balcony. Oh, so cute! She was a lanky, lean-faced cat, not yet big enough to be considered an adult cat. It's a Manx cat. She has no tail. She appeared to be a stray. She had no color, and she appeared quite famished. A neighborhood of ours liked to dry fish and tangerine peels on their balcony. I figured the cat must have gotten stuck on our balcony while looking for food. The little cat looked at me from outside and stared at me with her beady little eyes. How could I ignore her pleas for help? We lived on the 5th floor, so a fall from such a height could be quite dangerous for a tiny kitten. I carefully approached the balcony, setting a bowl of milk down by the door. I opened the sliding door slowly. When the cat ventured into the house, lured by my milky invitation, I quickly shut the door behind. Sam came home not long after. She was quite surprised at the sight of a cat curled up on my lap. After I explained what had happened, Sam was bewildered. She said I should let the cat back out. I expected her to go along with me. I thought Sam liked cats. But Sam didn't like the idea of taking in a stray cat. She said that I was trapping the poor kitten inside. I argued that a little kitten would benefit from an indoor environment. I mean, there's just so much traffic and danger outside. But when I opened the door to let the cat back out, she didn't scurry away. She purred and rubbed my leg instead. It was decided. We're going to take care of her. We named her Little Cream. Sam picked that name for her after a cartoon character we saw on TV. Little Cream had gotten bigger and gained a bit of weight in a short period of time. I think she'll look even cuter on the pudgy side. The days leading up to Christmas came and went by like a flash. Things were going well when on Christmas Eve during my Christmas work party, I got a call from the hospital. It was regarding my mother. I was told by the nurse on the phone that she was hospitalized. She had collapsed on the street. A passerby had found her fallen on the street and called an ambulance for her. Oh no. The nurse said it was a severe case of pneumonia. I was beside myself with guilt. Was my mother suffering from sickness this whole time while I was happy and having fun with Sam? Of course, I didn't have any idea about her well-being, as I couldn't bring myself to see or even call her this whole time. I left a brief message on Sam's pager and immediately went over to the hospital where my mother was admitted. Mother? She's sleeping. She has an oxygen mask. Oh, I hope she's all right. Excuse me, are you Mrs. Jing's daughter? Yes, I'm her daughter. Is my mother okay? Yes, don't worry. She had a bad case of pneumonia affecting her breathing, but she'll be better soon after a course of antibiotics. I see. Have a seat. She was awake earlier, but she said she had been tired. I'm sure she'll be able to see you soon. I see. Thank you. Oh boy. When my mother collapsed on the street, she must have been alone. How long did it take for a stranger to call for an ambulance to escort her to the hospital? I'm sorry I wasn't there for you. I'm really sorry. I took a seat at her bedside. My mother slept soundly. I looked at my mother closely. She appeared older than I last remembered. It was undoubtedly my mother asleep in the hospital bed. Even asleep, my mother had a stern expression. I could recognize my mother alone by seeing her pursed lips. My mother had a natural frown. But it wasn't because she was a harsh person. She was diligent. She was prudent. She was a serious person. Years of work made her that way. I saw that my mother's perm was the same. She had worn the same hairstyle for as long as I could remember. But it surprised me how sunken my mother's eyes were. She had more wrinkles on her brow than I last remembered. She must have been extremely fatigued. My mother was a woman who would always paint her eyebrows and powder her cheeks before going out. Seeing her like this without her usual makeup was disconcerting. I never thought of her as a frail woman. Even with hip problems, my mother would never show her pain. It was painful to see my mother like this. I waited by her side. The regular beep of the machine monitoring her heart rhythm and respiratory rate was a soothing sound to my ears. There wasn't much I could do for my mother right at this moment. All I could do was wait for her to get better. Michelle? Excuse me. Sam, why are you here? Came as soon as I heard your message. Is everything okay? You didn't have to come. It's late now. Of course I'll come. How is your mother? The nurse said she'll be all right. She's been sleeping since I came, though. I see. I'm sure she'll be awake to see you soon. I brought flowers. I hope your mother will like them. Thank you. Have you eaten? Not yet. I left work as soon as I could. I'll get you something from the cafeteria. That's okay. We can get something to eat later if that's fine with you. Could I ask you to get me a coffee instead? Of course. I'll be right back. Oh, Sam? Sam had already left. I wanted to ask for some cream with the coffee. There's something about hospitals that make you feel quite exhausted. Perhaps it was the lighting over the atmosphere that drained away your energy. Oh well. I'm sure Sam would remember how I take my coffee. I wanted to be alert. I planned to stay as long as possible at the hospital, at least until my mother was awake. I heard a whisper. It was barely audible. Fang-ha? Mother? You don't have to get up. Here. It's cold. Wear my scarf. My mother cleared her throat. She spoke again. Her voice was thin but clear. Have you been eating well? You look thinner. I have. Don't worry about me. Please rest. You don't have to sit up. I'm sorry. I wasn't there for you. I'm really sorry. How's your work? It's going well. I changed jobs recently. Does it pay better? No, but it's something I enjoy more. I see. And your mother? Is everything all right? I'm fine, except for this pneumonia. I'm sorry. That girl earlier. Oh, so she was awake. Is she? Oh, that's right. She's... Michelle? I got coffee, but they only have milk instead of cream. She remembered. Oh, excuse me. Ah, Sam. Mother, this is Sam. She's my friend. My girlfriend. Good evening, Mrs. Chung. I'm sorry to hear that you were ill. I hope you're feeling better. Do you two live together? Yes, we do. So what do you do? Me? For work? Yes. Mother, you don't need to ask. You should be resting your voice. I'm only asking a simple question. Don't worry about it, Michelle. I own a video store in Mongkok. Is business going well? Yes, it's doing quite well right now. You look familiar. Do you do anything else? Mother? Oh, I get this question a lot. My mother used to be an opera actress quite a number of years ago. She wasn't that well known then, but people that know of her say that I look quite like her. I see. Huh? Really? I didn't know that. Have you eaten yet, Fang-ha? Not yet. You two should go eat. I'm tired. I want to rest. Oh, alright. We'll come back up shortly. No, it's late. I want to sleep fully now. You can come by tomorrow. Mother, we'll visit you tomorrow, alright? That's fine. I was terrified. I was holding my breath every time she was about to speak. You shouldn't be terrified of your mother. I'm glad to see her in good spirits. I'm sure she'll be out of the hospital soon. I think so. Isn't she sharp as ever? There's so much judgment in every word that comes out of her mouth. I can see she cares for you a lot. Really? Do you feel better? It's been a while since that time. I don't know. I do feel somewhat better. I just hope things will be better between us. I'm sure it will. We can visit her again tomorrow. Let's have a lively Christmas party with her. I'll bring the karaoke box. She's not one for lively things. I don't think the hospital will allow it. I'm kidding about the karaoke box. But really, I think she was very happy to see you. You really think so? Michelle. Michelle, don't cry. It'll be alright. Sam, we can visit her more often from now on. Do you think she's okay with me? I'm not sure. But she seems to have taken an interest in you. My mother doesn't usually ask about other people, so I think it's not a bad start. That's good. Much better than you were thinking, right? I suppose so. I'm sorry, I let her ask you all those things. I got scared and froze up when she asked those pointed questions. Don't worry about it. I'm sure those were things she wanted to know for a while now. She was just concerned for you. Please don't dislike my mother too much. She's just like that. I don't mind at all. My dad used to have such a bad temper with me. I can hardly believe that with how relaxed he is now. Right? I think you and your mother are alike in some aspects. Huh? Really? Really. Oh, what's that again about your mother being a theater actress? You never mentioned that to me before. Oh, that? It never really came up in conversation. Where did she perform? She was a traveling Cantonese opera singer for many years, though her dream was to become a film actress. She did end up starring in a few films in the 50s, but somewhere along the way she met my dad and had my brother. By the time I was born, she had already retired from film and returned to the theater stage. But my mother had always kept her love of film, and she brought me with her to the theaters to see all kinds of movies throughout my childhood. Well, now we know where Sam's love of movies came from. At this rate, I may be able to finish this. I see. She's one of the reasons why I like collecting films. It's a small way of preserving the past for me. Sam, hey, there's no need to cry over that. Let's eat before the food gets cold. Alright. Hey, why didn't you order the clubhouse sandwich? What about it? It's past 9 p.m. You're not worried about the carbohydrates in your rice dish? I'm starving. I want to eat a big bowl of rice. Share me some of your curry brisket, too. Okay. Here, and... Aww. Cuties. Ah. Hang on. My throat's getting a little sore, but I'm really hoping I can finish this. When I think of my life, what I have, and what I've accomplished, I think I'm quite content with what it is. I have my mother and father to thank. I know I won't be where I am now without all the care and love they have provided me. So many things have happened in the past year. I discovered a life that I wouldn't have known if I hadn't taken the chance to be true to myself. Things are still difficult and life is not always rosy. What my mother feels about my relationship with Sam, and how others will come to terms with my living situation, they are things beyond my control. I know I cannot expect everyone to be understanding. It is a continual struggle to feel truly accepted by everyone, but I'm ever hopeful. I have my own pride and dignity. If I betray myself first, then what meaning would integrity have at all for me? Gossip, scandals, and rumors are things that can destroy a person. But I can't let the influence of others affect my individuality and personal happiness. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. My actions were not malicious. All I want to do is to live freely without guilt and shame. I know if it wasn't for Sam, I couldn't be at all like this. I'm glad to have met Sam. Since meeting her, she has brought so much color into my life. I want to experience more new things with her. I want to see the world with her. I can't help but wonder what the new year will be like for us. I'm sure things will be alright for us both. I know there will be uncertainty ahead of us, but it is the life that I have chosen for myself. My Father is in heaven watching over me. I hope he can see this and be proud. Ta-da! The Summer's End, Hong Kong, 1986. And roll credits. Awesome! Script, editing, programming, sound direction, Carissa So. Art, UI design, production, picture direction, Tita Kietsungden. Quality assurance. Basically beta testers. Ending theme. Time Cop 1983 Dreams featuring Dana Jean Phoenix. Oh, that's so cute! Yay, spending time with Cecilia. Aww. In their apartment together. Oh, that's before Michelle moved in. It looks like this is concept art. I need to find the soundtrack. I think I have it. I don't know. Or I think it's available on their itch channel. First kiss. Chose 1980s Hong Kong as the setting in our visual novel project, A Summer's End, because we felt it to be a time and place important to us. We want to represent this time not because we want to glorify Hong Kong for its past or co-opt its aesthetic for visual appeal, rather we wanted to showcase Hong Kong as it was an acknowledgement of this time. We have the privilege of creating this work in a place where freedom of speech, right of assembly, and LGBT rights are relatively protected. We know in our hearts that we cannot produce a game set in Hong Kong without acknowledging first the struggles that Hong Kong people are facing now. Yep. We hope our readers can recognize that there exists an existential and constitutional crisis in Hong Kong, and that freedom of speech and freedom of assembly does not come anywhere without a price. When all has been said and done, we hope Hong Kong will not be remembered as a caricature of its past, but as a diverse and vibrant world city, and that her vitality still lives on today, and in the people fighting for the future that they believe in. Thank you. And then translating the obviously it had to be translated into Chinese. Duh, you can't set a a visual novel in Hong Kong without translating it into their language. I like the ears. Aww, there we go. Thank you for playing. That's all. And that's it. Yay, we're finished. Oh my gosh, the workout outfits. I remember those. Nice. Oh, the car is gorgeous. Okay, anyway, thank you everyone for joining me on this. This is a beautiful story, and I'm gonna try some of those other options, but off stream. So I will be back Wednesday playing Penny Larceny, Gig Economy Supervillain, and probably next Sunday I will be playing Penny again, and we'll continue to play it on Sundays from then on. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do on Wednesdays, but that's for me to decide next week. So yeah, have a great rest of your day. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and please give this game a try. It's beautiful, yes. You got to see basically the whole story, but you can make slightly different choices, see what happens when she decides to not follow Sam. Who knows? You know, just give it a try, and you know, it's nice just to have this for yourself, even if you've seen it already, because then you can go back and play it again and again, and just replay your favorite parts. I do that still with Arcade Spirits and When the Night Comes and all of the other ones. So yeah, it's a beautiful love story, and I think I backed it on Kickstarter. I don't know if that's how I found it, but I was just looking for stories that featured women loving women, and I found this, and I'm so glad I did. So yeah, because so many of visual novels, it's either straight or gay, and it doesn't really let lesbians have a chance to see a story about them. So I hope you all enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.